And when I see myself as a 21-year-old and I see myself now as a 43-year-old, I can see the differences. But really when I look in the mirror, I really just see myself. And that began the journey for me of really accepting my body for what it was capable of.
Hey, and welcome to Mindspo TV, your online destination for all things mindset, motivation, and inspiration. I'm Rochelle Fox, and today I want to share with you the third episode in our brand new series, our Mindspo Self-Love Top 10. Each week here on Mindspo TV, I'm sharing with you 10 self-love tips from influencers, sports stars, celebrities, and some pretty rad women from all over the globe. For our third video in the series, I'm featuring one of my favorite all-time actresses, Cameron Diaz. This ex-Charlie's Angel has had an amazing career, and she's now applied all that wisdom from years at the top of Hollywood to writing books. In this top 10, Cameron's going to share some major truth bombs when it comes to loving ourselves at all stages and all ages, as she shakes up what it means to grow older with grace. My favorite tip from this compilation has to be number 1, and after you watch them all, I'd love to know in the comments down below what yours is too.
I think that, as we get older, there are phases of life that we enter into, and I was entering the phase of 40 and I started getting a lot of questions about, was I scared to turn 40? Are you afraid to turn 40? And I started asking myself, why should I be afraid of
beats the alternative.
40? That's what I say. It's like there's only one thing happening if you're not aging, and it ain't so fun.
Right.
It's like if you're alive, for me, what I learned is that aging is really about living, and so I feel very grateful that I actually get to turn another year older, because not everybody does. Not everybody gets to grow old. I wouldn't see a picture of myself when I was a kid, except for in the summer when my grandparents would take a picture of me, and then my school picture, when we would get it back, or a birthday party from a friend. You saw pictures of yourself maybe 3 times a year. I did anyhow. We weren't a big picture family. Nowadays, people see pictures of themselves literally minute by minute by minute. So if you look at yourself from a year ago to today, you'll see those changes. It's really important to understand there's an evolution that happens within you, not just on a physical level, on a superficial level, but on an internal, spiritual, and emotional level. And it's just as important to track those changes as you go and appreciate what you gain, because a lot of times what we focus on is what we lose in pictures. When we see a picture of our face, we go, God, I look so much younger just a year ago. I feel that the changes that happen to me on a physical level, on a superficial level, they don't happen overnight. They are something, I've been living with this face for 43 years. And when I see myself as a 21-year-old and I see myself now as a 43-year-old, I can see the differences. But really when I look in the mirror, I really just see myself. I am who I am. And this face is the only face I've ever known. And I just accept it because it's, other people like it. Why can't I? The best thing to do is to learn to meditate. And I'm a big advocate for transcendental meditation, TM. It's the easiest thing you'll ever learn in your life. Not the easiest meditation, but the easiest thing you will ever learn in your life, because really it's a natural thing that your body wants to do anyhow. So your body already knows how to do it. You just have to be told that you know how to do it, and then you can do it, and it saves your life, honestly, every day. I try to do it at least once a day. And it makes a difference for sure. It's a major, it was transformative for me. It was something that I didn't think I could do. It was something that I didn't really know that it was going to be what it is in my life. Basically, when you're really stressed out and everything feels, I talk about it like this glass, like if you broke a glass, right? And all the fragments shattered and got sprayed out everywhere. And then when you see in a movie or a commercial where all of a sudden they reverse it and everything comes back together and it's whole, and all of a sudden it's just sitting right here again, and you're like, oh, you're actually a glass that holds water. That's basically what it feels like, is that your mind is in all these fragments everywhere when you're stressed out, and it's really hard to get a grasp on things, and you can't this piece is over here and this piece is over here. And within moments of going into the meditation, what happens is that all those pieces start to come back together again. And all of a sudden, by the end of the 20 minutes, you're whole. And you forgot that you were fragmented. Wow. And everything else is like, you're like, oh, I hold water. I am a capable vessel. And I know what my content is, and I'm capable. So it's really that. But the most important thing is that you can't do good if you don't know what good is. So it's really important to learn what good is for your body, not the body that somebody else tells you you're supposed to have, but the body that you actually do have. And you can only know that if you know how your body works, and you need to know what your fuel intake is, what you're going to be putting out for the day, what your body is going to be asked to do, what your mind is going to be asked to do. You are the only person that knows that equation. So in this philosophy, and the philosophy of like abundance and being able to have more than you think that it takes more to be healthy than it does to not be healthy, and that when you're doing the things that you think that it takes to become healthy, like moving your body or eating a certain way, that you're actually giving yourself more. Like you become happier, you become more capable, more vital, more, your experience in life completely changes. Find what it is in your life that you feel like you can say, I'm giving to myself by doing this. Whether it's just running out on the lawn with your dog and like rolling down a hill and screaming and laughing, or if it's going for a run or going for a walk, whatever it is, or doing just push-ups on your counter in between while you're waiting your coffee to brew. Like whatever it is that you can find that makes you feel like you're giving to yourself, because that's truly what you're doing. You're not taking away from yourself when you move your body, and you're not taking away from yourself when you're giving it the proper nutrients and nutrition. It's really about abundancy and about giving to yourself.
Before we share tip number 6, if you want more inspiration and high vibe self-love content in your life, then be sure to check out our Instagram and give it a follow at Mindspo. And if you want to repost this artwork inspired by today's video, then check out the link in the description below.
Well, look, it's a journey, and I remember people telling me things when I was 20 that I was like, that doesn't apply to me. Guess what? It does. Eventually there was a moment where I was like, oh, that's what she meant. At 20, it may not seem like it applies to you, but it absolutely applies to you. Everything applies to every single person when it comes to what happens to your body if you don't take care of it. So in life, nothing's for free, including your health, including your well-being. You can't just expect that you're going to be healthy if you don't engage in your own well-being. It's your responsibility to take care of your body. Your body is the only body that you have, and nobody else can do it for you. Nobody can force you to eat something or stop you from eating something that you shouldn't. It's really up to you. My husband and I yesterday we meditated on Venice Boulevard at rush hour. It was 5:30 in the afternoon. There was cars blasting past us. We just got in the back seat and meditated for 20 minutes, and it was just the best. Everything was whole again after a really stressful day for both of us, and it really just makes such a difference. Unlike everybody else, there's times where you take this journey to acceptance of your body, and just like, being the skinny kid is just like being the chubby kid. You get made fun of it.
Right.
And it took a long time for me to understand what my body was capable of and what it was and my relationship to it. And it started when I was 27, when I did Charlie's Angels, and I was forced into my body through doing Kung Fu for my job, 7 days a week, 8 hours a day for 3 months. And I decided, once I possessed that power, I knew what my body was capable of, that I was never going to go back. And that began the journey for me of really accepting my body for what it was capable of. When you understand your body on a cellular level, what happens is that your relationship, not just with your body, but the world around you, becomes completely different. Right. Your choices are now informed in a way that you never had that information before to make those choices. And that's really empowering. we, especially women in our society and our culture, we don't allow other women to age gracefully. We don't allow ourselves to age gracefully. And we feel like if we're not like we were when we were 25 years old, if we don't look the same, that we have failed in some way. Like we have not done our job by staying in a stagnant place. And I believe that there's not a day that I want to be the same as I was the day before. I always want to be changing, and I always want to be getting older. I always want to be getting wiser. And that to me is a privilege. Aging is a privilege. Not everybody gets to do it. If you're not aging, the only alternative to not aging is you're dead. So I don't really think that that's a great option. So I want to help people reframe their mind and realize that as you get older, life actually does get better if you are participating in it, if you are moving forward in your life in a way that is, creating this vitality and capability and really engaging in it and not looking backwards at where you once were and trying to stay there.
I hope you're feeling inspired and a little less worried about getting older. So be sure to give this video a big thumbs up to support Cameron's message. Now, I really connect with Cameron Diaz because something you guys might not know about me is that I'm actually super excited to get older. And the idea of aging and moving forward in life and going through all those beautiful stages doesn't scare me, but I know it does scare a lot of people. Aging is something to be excited about and something to be embraced. Life doesn't stop at 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. It just keeps beginning again and again. Every morning really is the start of the rest of your life, and shifting your perspective on aging can provide a lot more happiness and contentment no matter what age you are. There's not many women in Hollywood that talk about aging the way that Cameron Diaz does. I really haven't found anyone like her. And I really commend her for using her voice to share a message that we all really need to hear. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video and what your top tip from Cameron Diaz is in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next self-love download. And if you've enjoyed this video, support our message and this channel and the series by giving this video a big thumbs up because it really helps us out. Until the next one, I'm Rochelle Fox. Go love yourself, and I'll see you soon.